Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Welcome. Hello. Good evening. Welcome. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I've spotted Karen already. I love Urban Spotting. He'll be joining me in just a moment to help you soothe and end your day with a calming hour. So, Karen, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon for all of us. Thank you very much. I think it's much needed. I think we're all very much looking forward to seeing you. Just having a moment of calm to share space with you. So thank you for joining me. A little bit about, can you hear me okay? You can hear me well?
Yes, I can hear
Yes?
you. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Because
Perfect.
I'm wearing new
Absolutely.
earphones.
I can hear you
Yeah,
perfectly, my darling,
I'm just
perfectly.
struggling here with my camera, so I
Don't
hope
worry,
that's
that's
okay.
okay. I
Yes,
can see
yes.
you wonderfully,
Good.
wonderfully, wonderfully.
Perfect.
Now, Karen, you're a woman of many talents here. I mean, I could talk all day about you. It's incredible. You've done so much. You're a wonderful journalist. You're an author. You are the creator of The Good Life Designed. You are a yoga teacher. I could go on. You've really inspired me, actually, and I'm very grateful that we can share your work and also your mindfulness journey through journaling and how that has created what you're doing today, if you like, through the Good Life Design. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey through, and what's inspired you, and why you are where you are today.
Yes, thank you so much. And first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really
Thank
excited to
you.
share some of these things. And you must have had a long day now,
No, it's
being
been
in
really
your
pleasurable. It's lovely in my teepee.
in your
I'm
teepee.
I'm
Yeah, I
very
was thinking,
happy. I'm
yes, I
very
thought that
happy,
was
Karen.
really, I love that when I saw you climbed into your teepee, because I feel that it's all about finding what works best for you.
It does,
And today that was getting into a teepee, and I
and
really
it
love
did.
that.
Thanks,
And
Karen. It does.
that's really also what is a big part of what I do, is to find what works best for you. And you mentioned, there was a lot of different things that I do, but I would say that it might sound a little bit like it's all over the place, but they are all tied together by my fascination for the way we live our life. Um, and then to take some time to really get to the roots of what matters for you, who you are, so you can align whatever you do, your choices, with something that works for you. Um, we always say with the Good Life Design that it's designing your best life, and that doesn't mean a perfect life. It means designing the best life that is aligned with your values, your possibilities, so a realistic good life for you, not your neighbor's life. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of untangling going on in that process, because there's so many things that we feel like is expected from us, from society, but a lot of the times, most of them come from ourselves, I find,
Yeah.
definitely in my own life. So it's peeling back layers to
Yeah.
get to the roots of who you really are. So with the Good Life Design, and I'm a co-creator, so I had the pleasure of writing the book for the main founder of Good Life Design, Pernille Spears Lopez, and then I helped develop the process that we use in our work. And very short, because I could also talk a lot
I
about
would,
that. Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. And I
yeah.
know that we're going to treat everyone, just so that everyone knows, just in case you didn't get the memo, if you want to grab a pen and paper now, that's what we will be doing in just a few moments, won't we, Karen,
So,
together? So
yes,
just in
exactly. Yeah.
case anyone's wondering what we're doing, we will be doing that in just a moment. And of course, I'll let um, Karen guide you through it. She's going to guide you through this in just a moment and talk you through it. But it's a space just for you to find some calm. So in your home somewhere, if you can find somewhere to sit down and join us, you'd be more than welcome. So, Karen, I'm going to pass it over to you now, my love.
So,
And yeah,
yes.
I'm here with you.
And our, first thing we're going to do with the journaling, the mindful journaling, is actually a really perfect example of how everything that I do is coming together, because it's me as a writer, it's my own life. I use it
Mm.
constantly in my own life as well, and we use it as a tool in our Good Life Design process. So we bring in a lot of mindfulness, a lot of the more spiritual tools, and then we have a very down to earth approach to it. So when I'm going to talk to you about mindful journaling, a lot of times people will then have an instant reaction that I can't write. I have never
Mm.
done anything like that. So what the first thing I would like to say whenever I work with someone is there's a way for you to do it. So let's find that way. So instead of being intimidated, there is always a way that can work for you. And with all mindful tools, that's what I find. It's not, you can't just go out and buy the perfect tool and then it works for you. And sometimes you're being put off by doing something just because you can't do it the right way, because you think that's the right way. So it's this, a lot of people probably have that idea with meditation. And I hear that all the time. I can't sit still. I don't know how to meditate and how is it supposed to feel. So what I like to do with mindful journaling and all my other work is to demystify it a little bit. So really break it down to some very simple ways to get started. And it is all about getting started somewhere. Because if you think about it, everything starts with small steps. And when you take enough small steps, and if you make small steps part of your everyday habits, eventually that's going to turn into much more sustainable, good habits, rather than thinking, I'm going to run that marathon tomorrow. Start small, start somewhere. So with the journaling, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you a little bit of a taster of what you can do with journaling.
Fantastic.
And there's many ways to journal. And the one we are talking about here today is a more reflective type of journaling. It is not writing down, and then I went to the bakery, and then I took my daughter to school. It is a much more reflective. We're trying to get into the body so we can write from a more unconscious level, so we can really get deep and see what's going on. And why would we want to do that? Why would we want to get into all of those things? It's simply to know what's going on in your life, to take that time to really, really look into what is actually going on for me. How do I feel? And when you know that, it's so much easier to deal with things. And know what, you might not know what to do instantly, but when you know what we are dealing with, you can easier fix it. And I think we all know with the whole situation the world is in now, when we are faced with something that's so uncertain, how are we going to deal with it? We don't know. So the same thing, I think, applies to our lives. If there's just too many things going on, getting your pen and paper is a beautiful, very simple way to find some sort of clarity. So
thank you, Karen.
You can then build on that, of course. So what we're going to do now is start with a little bit of a more quiet time, and we are going to write together. So there will be some quiet time on the screen, and sometimes that can feel a little bit awkward. But I just want to reassure you all that Harriet and myself, we will be journaling along with you, and then we can come together afterwards. So
welcome to those that have just joined. If there is a pen or paper anywhere close to you, please get it now. Come and join us and take a few minutes to sit down and find some inspiration. Thank you, Karen.
Yes, great, thanks. So first thing I would like you to do now is to just find a comfortable way to sit. So whether you're sitting in your bedroom, which we encourage you to, it's fine to do that. You are welcome to do this lying down, seated up against the wall. I don't have any of those things that you have to sit upright. So simply find a comfortable way now to sit. And if you can close your eyes, that can be...
The camera's okay. I can still see you clearly on the camera.
You can
it's okay.
See. So I'm going to close my eyes with you. So if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, you can always just kind of gaze down in front of you. So when you just take a moment just to feel your eyelids closing, and then start by just feeling your seat into the ground. And see if you can have this kind of imagine that the earth beneath you is rising up. It's rising up to support you. So you can just sink into the seat. You can release and allow yourself to sit in a very comfortable seat, rooting in to the ground. And then take your attention upwards, take it up to the top of your head, to the crown of your head. So feel this sensation of lifting up. So you're rooting down and you're shining your heart forward. So you're ready to receive. So now bringing your attention to your breath. And firstly, just notice. Simply just notice. So arriving here, your breath might be a little bit fast. Maybe you've been running around before joining us here. So just be gentle with yourself and just notice your breath without any judgment. And then starting to deepen the breath. So inhaling through the nose. Almost imagine you are following the breath that is coming in through your nostrils.
And just for a moment. Oh, she's gone. Hopefully she'll come back in. Good evening, everyone. We just lost Cara in a moment. She's just talking us through guided mindfulness before we start our mindful journaling together. But she's just left us, maybe down to connection purposes. So I'm just going to try and bring her back in. So do hold tight. She's just coming in now. So I'll just welcome her back. Welcome everyone coming in. Welcome. Welcome.
So sorry, that was
Welcome.
just the worst possible time the
No, it
connection
was
could go.
absolutely fine. Don't worry,
So
it's
sorry about
fine.
that. So if you can see, if you can just find your position again with the closed eyes and the focus on the breath. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose now. And see if you can really slow down your inhale and balance with your exhale. Really nice flow, slow inhale, followed by a slow exhale. And now let's pay attention to the out breath and see if you can make that slightly longer. So a good way to start is counting in for 4 when you breathe in, and then maybe exhaling for 6. You're very welcome to count in for 6 and exhale for 8. Just don't overthink it. Simply just try to make your exhale slightly longer than your inhale. So just enjoy 3 rounds now in your own time. Again, keeping your attention just on the sensation of the breath. Any sounds around you, just see if they can fade into the background. So when you finish with the 3 rounds, just letting go of this technique and allowing your breath to flow in and out, nice and slow, and bringing a hand to your heart space, and then placing the other on top of it, and breathing into the hands, just feeling your breath into your hands, and then just quietly inside yourself. Just ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Maybe you feel a sensation in the body. It can be physical, or maybe there's lots of feelings coming up. So just whatever comes up, again, notice. And just knowing there's no right way to feel. Just getting in touch with how you feel. And then gently releasing your hands now. Just very slowly start to blink open your eyes. Just coming back. And just sit for a little moment now. You can keep your gaze just softly in front of you so you're not taking in too many sensations. And then just grabbing your pen. And again, ask yourself how you feel. And then answer that question. And you can write anything. You don't need to feel like you have to write any perfect sentences. So whatever comes up now, write it down. It can just be words. So it's your own answer. So whatever you feel like writing, I'll give you a few minutes to write. And if you feel like I don't know what to write here, just think about this as something that is the opposite of having a school assignment. There is simply no way you can do this wrong. You can take this, if it's the first time you're journaling, this is the first steps you're taking. If you've done it before, maybe you're already writing a lot of things. So I'm going to give you the few minutes and going to let you know when to finish it. So now just finish, if you're in the middle of a sentence and you just want to get the last thoughts down on paper. And obviously this was just sticking our toes into a mindful practice that is something that can really grow. So the idea is just like with meditation, that you start small. Maybe there's a lot of research showing that even 3 minutes of meditation will work. The same thing goes for writing, but the crucial thing is to keep doing it. So if you do this every day, you can do it in the morning or in the evening, and maybe thinking about it as a download. So you're downloading what's on your mind, and you're also that way giving your busy mind a little bit of a break. And there's a lot of, I can share some slides with Fertility Help Hubs they can put up on their site. So what are all the benefits? There's a lot of research again showing that this can actually help with anxiety when you do regular journaling like this. And there's just so many things. If you are a creative person, it can unleash creativity, it can anchor you. And so in a lot of ways, when I feel everything is like, whoa, like this, I get my pen and paper and I get it down and I start to see patterns. I start to see what's going on and I think, oh, there it is again. And I feel like I meet myself on the pages. So just very curious, just very briefly from you, Harriet.
Yeah.
I wish I could ask all of you out there.
Well, I'm sure, actually, I'll just put the comments back on just in case anyone did it and wishes to share. Let me just share. I just took them off just so that everyone could see your face very clearly. I just wanted to share on my behalf, certainly it really helped doing some mindfulness before it. Doing some mindfulness before actually going to the writing. You put me in the space where I could actually just write, and just suggesting how am I feeling, something so simple, yet sometimes something so complex. I just was able to link onto that. And you mentioned just write even just words down, and I didn't feel the stress then that I needed to write grand sentences about, feeling. So actually it was just really lovely that the first few words, actually most of the words are just words, are actual singular words, which is very special. I think it takes like you said, just taking the pressure and the load off that you have to write full sentences, expressive sentences. It's
Absolutely.
actually so it's actually very calming doing it like this.
It is. And that's you're just hitting the nail there, because it's even doing it in itself is a calming thing. So even if what you wrote doesn't bring you anything immediately, it's that time with yourself. It's taking time out to sit with yourself and your own thoughts. That is something that is so unique. And there is no way that you can do this wrong.
No. So for anyone that's just joining now, Karen, what did we just do? For anyone that's just joining now, what did we just do? What did you just take us through in a nutshell just a moment ago?
Bit of mindful journaling, which is a process where we try to get into the body first and then write about how we feel. And it's to kind of download what's going on in your busy mind. So it can really help with anxiety and stress. And if you are looking to have clarity, if something is going on in your life and you just feel so overwhelmed, getting things down on paper will make you see some patterns if you keep doing it on a regular basis. And also if you're working towards something, there's also lots of research that shows that you're much more likely to actually go through with something if you put it down on paper first.
I like
that. So there's that idea. They can't agree. I don't want to give you any percentages because I've read you could get really high ones, but I think it's just a little bit like 1.4% more likely to do it. But that's every little help we can get towards something. So it does really. So if you think about it in a nutshell, for me, a mindful journal is like a best friend. Just like a lot of other mindfulness tools, is something where you can return to. There's no judgment. Everything you put down there, it's okay because nobody else is going to see it. And obviously, when I do my mindful journaling workshops, sometimes we share some of it. That can be, also quite helpful. But you're meant to have these as your own pages.
Nice.
So, but you can sometimes get together in groups and really enjoy sharing with other people, because it's it can also help you, because I think the community aspect of everything is also very powerful, which I think this day is a testament to, that we come together.
I very much agree with you, Karen. Very much agree.
So obviously I have lots more to say about journaling, and we were just dipping our toes into it, and I just hope you got just some feeling, even though the meditation got a little bit disrupted, verify the
Yeah.
connection. That's
That's
live.
fine.
Yeah.
No,
So
it
yeah,
was
my
perfect.
phone. Yeah.
Absolutely fine, Karen. And don't worry about the phone and the camera thing. I know he wants to just go up, so just leave him. He's fine.
Yeah,
He'll
he's
just
fine.
do his
Okay,
own
good.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
can
just
still
first of
see you
all,
so clearly. And I'm gonna
good. I
turn the
have it.
comments off again, just purely so that we can see you lovely and clearly
So yeah.
in a moment. But I'll let you finish. Sorry. What would you like to say first?
So I'm just saying with the journaling, that's something that I use just as a tool, as part of a bigger process, but I also
Yes.
use it as a mindfulness tool in my everyday
Mm.
life, and I have certainly turned to that many times when things have been really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And some people do it every day, and even though I teach this, I don't do it every day. I return to my journal when I feel that I'm sad, upset, overwhelmed,
Right.
when I need to kind of be anchored
Yeah.
and centered again. So it's one of my mindfulness tools, because for me it's important that I don't add so many things that I have to do,
Yeah.
that I end up thinking, oh no, I have to do my journaling, oh no, I have to meditate. For me it's very important to do it in a way that I can integrate as a natural way. And if I don't do it for a time, that's fine too,
Yeah.
because
No, I
I know
agree.
it's there and I can return to it. So
Yes.
um, I think it's
Yeah.
rather than seeing, yeah, sorry, that's my it's instinct trying
It's
to fix
okay.
it.
I know.
Yeah,
Don't.
I think I have it nailed for the next one, because I'm going to slightly move the camera for the next bit.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. So, shall we move on to the lovely next bit? So, again, for
Yes.
anyone that's just joining us, again, find a quiet spot on your, whether it's on your bed. I'll let Karen take over and tell. But it's super. It's basically comfort factor we're looking for, aren't we, Karen? So I'll let you take over and guide
Yes.
us. Yeah.
Yes. Again, so very linked to what I have been talking about is that be comfortable with who you are
Yeah.
and where you are, and also on a physical level. So I work with it from lots of different angles, but this one that we are going to do now is the very much more physical part of it, and it is again just a little taster of what restorative yoga can do for you. And restorative yoga, many of you might be familiar with it, and will know that sometimes it's 1.5 hours where you just simply move from one pose to another very slowly, and lots of pillows. And the biggest difference between restorative yoga and other kinds of yoga is that you're not using muscular effort. It is all about being fully supported by pillows. It's about being comfortable.
Yeah.
So I like to call, I do one every Friday on Zoom, and we call it the big pillow party. So
Love
everybody just,
that. I love that.
and so we bring,
Brilliant.
and also I am Danish, what you can probably hear. So I also use the word hygge, and hygge is all about being comfortable. It's actually a verb. It's, you can hygge.
I love that.
And I
Hugo.
find that restorative yoga is very much that. So it is all about you melting into
Yeah.
your bed or mat. I have
Yeah.
set up today, I'm just going to turn my camera, see if you can see me still here. I hope you can see my floor now. You can't, maybe I have to do it like this.
That's it.
So,
Yeah, I can see it like
yeah,
yes,
yeah, I think it's
yes.
better like this, because you can see in the background. I have set up my,
That was very slick, Karen. I really like that.
yeah, I had it tried out on the other one, but
I love that.
yeah,
That was a
that's
very
like
quick move. I'm gonna come and lie down with you in my
yeah.
teepee.
So what I was going to say is that I have set up on a yoga mat, but deliberately today we're not going to do it as a yoga session. I
Yes.
would like you to just, for what we're doing today is just to give you a little idea that you can, throughout your day, you can
Yeah.
find a little bit of rest, a little bit of nourishing, constructive rest,
Yeah.
where you can allow your body to leave that fight and flight, that constant fight and flight that when we are in that part of our nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, and we are giving it a chance to move into what we call the rest and digest. And it's so important that we
Yeah.
balance these things in our lives, and it's so difficult to take a break. And
No.
there's a book called Dare to Rest, and I just
Yeah.
love that title, because
It's brilliant.
it just says everything. And the reason why I'm teaching it is it's because it's what I find the most difficult. I
Yeah.
constantly need to bring it back to taking it slow and giving myself these rests, and it's been very, very, medicinal always most in my life
Yes.
to be doing this. So I would love for you to just get a little taste of that, and if you think about how you probably do a lot of it already, so it is finding a comfortable place to sit now, or lie down. Actually, you're going to lie down, but I think I'm just first going to see if I can get away with demonstrating a little bit.
I went straight to the lie down. Did you see me? I
Yeah, I
like,
saw you. You were like, your day is, you're finished now. You are ready for this. That's perfectly fine. I love that. So what I would say is that
oh,
if you're lying on a bed, you're already very comfortable and cozy, so you don't need as many pillows. But what I have here on the floor behind me, and I really hope you can see it.
Yes, very well. Yes,
Yeah,
very
you can
well.
see it now, so I hope it doesn't tip. So I'm going to
And
come
you have a
back.
candle. It looks like you have a candle
Yeah,
there
I've got
too.
candles in the
Lovely.
again. I am Danish, and candles is a
Lovely.
very big part of hygge. So
Oh,
what I'm going to do,
wonderful.
going to show you now is that if you are on the floor like I am, you will need a little bit more. So I have a big stack of bed pillows, and they are
Yes.
the rectangular ones, and I have a slightly smaller pillow on the top, just to make sure that I can support my neck and my
Yes.
forehead can be higher than my chin. Then I have 2 pillows to the side. Something going on with my camera again. I have 2 pillows to the side, and they are the most important ones in this pose. So something to protect behind your head, and 2 pillows to support your knees are the crucial things to be comfortable in this pose. So let's start with the version where I'm lying up against this big stack of pillows. I'm taking my feet together into what we call Supta Baddha Konasana, or Baddha
Brilliant.
Konasana. And then I have the 2 pillows, and they're going to support underneath my knees. So very important is that you don't feel like you are holding on to something now. You're not holding on any tension here. You feel you can let go. If it's for any reason it's not comfortable for you, you can have your legs out straight, add a pillow underneath your knees, and then come to lie down. So you're coming to lie down, so you're all the way to the back. So you're lying down, and then you find position with your head. Take your arms out to the side, and then just again feel if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, then you might need another pillow. But again, if you're just lying on your bed, you can get away with less. You could simply just have a pillow underneath you. So this is how I nap every day. So in the middle of the day, I take a pillow, 2 pillows to the side.
That's so brilliant,
I get
Karen.
down and I put my
That's
headphones
super.
on, and I listen to
Yes.
some healing sound, some sound
Yes.
bath or something, and then I
Yes.
lie down, just like
That's
this.
amazing. Oh, that's
So
amazing.
now that I have fiddled
Mm.
around, I hope I can just for a brief moment give you a little taste of this position. So whenever you find that you can allow your body now to sink into the pillows, sinking into the softness underneath you, just allow this sensation of heaviness to settle in your body. So you feel your bones dropping, allowing your whole back of your body to completely melt into the props underneath you. And again, the sensation of the ground beneath you supporting you. So there's no need for you now to hold on to anything. This is a space where you can simply release, soften, and expand your body. Just sinking into this softness. And just turning your attention again to your breath. So a deep inhalation. And just sighing it out just for release. It's really good to make a sound here so you really feel that natural release that comes with the out breath. Or just softening your breath, allowing it to be soft and natural. There's no effort, no ambition, All you need to do right now is surrender and let go. So notice sounds around you, and then just allow them to fade into the background. They're there, but you're not really bothered by them. So they become more and more distant. And you're melting completely. You feel a softness in your belly, releasing tension around your hips. And feel your heart space. Feel a softness to this place of love and care, all the love and care, compassion that you extend to others. Receive a bit of that yourself now. Have this feeling that this softness is spreading across your chest, into your shoulders and arms, and all the way to the tips of your fingers. And you're turning your attention to your face, allowing your tongue to softly rest in your mouth. Your cheeks are relaxed, and your eyes resting in the eye sockets and the space between your eyebrows, the third eye. Again, this softness spreading all over your forehead and leaving everything in your face completely soft. And you feel the back of your skull. And you could just allow yourself this time to rest, this time to experience stillness. And I will give you a little bit of quiet. One of the biggest luxuries. So sinking into this soft stillness. Now very gently, just allowing yourself to stay in this relaxed, lazy state just for a little while longer. Just deepening your breath, just bringing your awareness back into your body. And you can gently take your hands and help your knees together if you had them out. So just go very slowly here. There's no rush, just time. One of my favorite quotes. So keep reminding yourself that there's no rush, just time. And even though it can be difficult in a busy life and lots of things going on, and we don't have time, even just 5 minutes, 5 minutes of just constructive resting can be really, really helpful and super soothing for your nervous system. Mm. So it feels almost cruel to bring you back up to a seat so you can you can certainly lie. You can just certainly keep stay there, but otherwise, yeah, you can definitely at home. But maybe you, Harriet, you have to come up again to just sit with us for a little moment. So obviously, in a restorative setting, this would be one of the poses. It's one of my favorite poses.
Mine too, Karen.
Queen pose, if you put it up with all the things. But I wanted just to give you that it doesn't need to be in a with a yoga mat and a bolster and eye pillows. Grab whatever you have near you and make yourself comfortable. That's sometimes it's legs up the wall. And what I really want to encourage, one of my teachers, a Danish teacher, works a lot with body fullness, which is a little sister to body mindfulness. She talks a lot about the simplest breath of them all is a deep inhale and then sigh, just letting it go. And she works with, when I do classes with her, we do it 100 times. Because the body stores so much. There's so much, when we go through something, and especially in a community like this one, where there's so much grief and so many things, and it is stored in our bodies. So sigh. There's nothing wrong with just sighing out. You can simply just feel it. If we take a deep inhale together now, just really feel the fullness, and then just release it with a. You have to sigh, and a lot of times we've been taught not to do that, or you're sighing. But this is a positive. It's a very, very nourishing. It's a very healthy way to implement that. So just go around and doing that a few times in the day. That's the simple way as well.
So lovely. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure, and
really, I'm thrilled to have had you join me, and there'll be lots of people that get the chance to see your work and see this piece, and to actually just be able to share that moment of calm. I mean, that's what I hope for, is that when people need it and seek it, there's that moment, and giving yourself permission to, like we just did, lie down on your bed, even with the candle. I mean, it's just wonderful. You can touch your face like we just did with Laura, lie down and do this beautiful posture, the butterfly, without doing anything else, Karen. And it's like that like you say, the parasympathetic nervous system is just beaming after that moment, and you can just cope a little bit better about everything that you're then about to face.
You really can, because I think that's very important to say, that they don't, mindfulness and meditation and yoga, it does not make our problems go away, but it gives us, some tools to really deal with them and face, so we can face things that comes at us, because that's just life. But you can become almost happy. I can be almost like happy when I'm lying in these poses. I can feel that, endorphins.
The release.
The
release.
It is, and sometimes it's overwhelming, and there's lots of feelings coming up. But it's going through all of that and being that. So I'm really, really happy that you invited me along.
Thank you so very much. And if there's anyone that, it really is a very special community on here. And if anyone has any questions, or if indeed how we can contact you, Karen, if we would love to get in touch with you, how can we do that? Where can we find you?
Yes, I would love to hear from anyone, and always ready to answer questions, or if you want to hear more about what I do. So I got my Instagram handled Urban Spotting, and you can always find my details there, and also message me. I have my website is called YoFlow,
Yes.
uk, and there's also emails there, and that will also lead you to the other things I do with Good Life Design. Um, so
That's
urban
really
spotting
exciting.
is a good
Urban
starting point.
spotting is the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Brilliant.
that's the starting
Brilliant,
point.
Karen.
So
Well,
great.
thank you for closing so generously this beautiful day for Fertility Help Hub. It's been an incredible day where felt nourished myself and inspired by all of you. So I hope that, for a long time to come, people can also feel the same. So that's a wrap for this beautiful day. Karen, thank you so much once
Thank
again
you.
for joining, sharing, and closing this precious time with us. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
all
you,
of you.
everybody.
Thank you, Karen.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.